Barron's a very smart guy, but Eric and Don, Tiffany, Ivanka, they're smart people. I'm lucky. Look, you have to be a little bit lucky, too. It's not like that. But they seem to be very smart. Not only seem to be, they are very smart. And they're good kids, and they work hard, and they love our country, and they're proud of their father. And, we have a very good relationship.
Donald Trump has never been shy about praising his children, but when he talks about Barron, it comes with a different tone, one that feels more protective, maybe even aspirational. Unlike his older siblings, Barron has stayed mostly out of the spotlight. But in this interview, Trump opens up about his youngest son, revealing talents and traits that suggest Barron's future might look very different from the family's usual political path.
You talked the other day about how music was your aptitude as a child, that your father saw that you had a musical aptitude. And so it's kind of obvious in kids early on what they're good at. But is Barron's aptitude, in your view, business or politics?
Maybe technology. He can look at a computer. I'd try turning off his car, turn it off. I'd turn off his laptop. I said, oh, good. And I go back 5 minutes later, he's got his laptop. I said, how'd you do that? None of your business, Dad. No, he's got an unbelievable aptitude in technology.
That moment, Trump describing Barron casually reactivating his laptop like a tech-savvy secret agent, is more than just a proud dad story. It reveals something crucial. Barron may have a natural skill in the digital world, something Trump himself didn't grow up with. In a family known for business and branding, this hint at a future in technology stands out.
All my kids, I speak to all my kids.
What do you see for his future, given his aptitude in certain areas? Business, politics, what?
I think business, and I think he could probably, if you look at my kids, all my kids, they've been very good. They're very smart, always good students, always the big schools, the good schools, hard to get into schools.
For Trump, academic pedigree matters. He often cites the names of elite institutions as shorthand for intelligence and worthiness. The fact that he lumps Barron in with the rest of the family's Ivy-bound track record suggests that the same high expectations are in place for the youngest Trump, whether he ends up in business, politics, or something entirely new.
Apple comes to me. A lot of companies come to me. They say, sir, we just made a deal to hire the #1 student at the Wharton School of Finance or at Harvard Business School or anything else, or MIT or Stanford or any. But they're going to throw him out of the country the day after graduation.
In this broader commentary about U.S. immigration policy and education, Trump makes a strong case for keeping America's top talent inside its borders. But it's also a reflection of his worldview, a place where success comes from elite education, competition, and raw aptitude. When he talks about those top students, it's easy to imagine that in his mind, Barron is already among them.
They're going to call it either the gold card. The problem is there's many gold cards. Well, I will tell you what my people want to call it. It'll drive you crazy. It'll drive the left crazy. They want to call it the Trump card, because the Trump card sells much better than the gold card. Everybody has a...
Legacy isn't just a personal matter for Trump. It's branding. Naming an immigration program the Trump card may sound like political theater, but it's really about establishing permanence. It's easy to imagine Barron stepping into a world already stamped with his father's name. The question is whether he'll embrace it or forge his own brand entirely.
It's Barron's birthday on Thursday.
Yes.
And we've all as a country seen him grow up and see him really grow up.
Tall.
How often do you talk to him? Do you talk to him every day?
All the time.
Trump's response here is simple, but revealing. All the time. It underscores that his connection with Barron is more than symbolic. Unlike the political partnerships he's formed with Don Jr. and Ivanka, Trump's relationship with Barron seems based on private day-to-day interaction. It's the kind of closeness that could shape a young person's ambitions in ways the public may never see coming.
If I didn't get elected, our country would be finished, to start off with. And I think now that I did get elected, I think we're going to have the strongest economy in the history of the world. And I had that economy in 4 years, with all the harassment, with all the crazy people after me, with all of the things that went on, even with COVID. had the strongest economy in the history of our country, had a stock market that went up 88%.
These kinds of declarations about success and pressure aren't just political, they're personal. Trump often frames his accomplishments as happening against all odds. It's a narrative Barron has grown up hearing, and it's likely shaped how he sees ambition, adversity, and achievement.
I'm the one, if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't be talking peace in Ukraine and Russia, because they're not Americans being killed. They're Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers, and I'm trying to make peace. And again, it has not that much to do other than we don't want to be paying Bill. You know, Biden spent $350 billion on that war, got nothing for it.
Even in foreign policy, Trump circles back to pragmatism and legacy. Barron, watching all of this unfold from up close, has had a front row seat to how power is used and challenged. Whether he inherits his father's style or rebels against it, there's no denying he's been shaped by it.
What do you do when you can't sleep? Because you don't sleep. You're like me, you don't sleep at all. I know you just don't need a lot of sleep. But when you can't fall asleep, you wake up in the night, how do you go back to sleep?
Well, the only thing I totally admired about Sleepy Joe Biden is the following. He'd go to a beach, he'd lay down in a cot, barely able to get his feet through the sand. He'd lay down, and within minutes he's sleeping, and you have cameras watching him. I could never do that. I would never be able to sleep like that. That's about the only thing I think that was wonderful. He was a disaster. This man was a disaster. I don't sleep much. You don't sleep much. A lot of people that love what they're doing don't sleep much, I find. And so far, it's been okay.
For Trump, restlessness is a virtue. He frames it as proof of passion and drive. Whether Barron shares that same tireless energy or not remains to be seen, but the bar has clearly been set. Trump's children aren't just expected to succeed, they're expected to go full throttle. So what have we learned? President Trump envisions a bright future for Barron, perhaps in business, maybe in technology, or even somewhere entirely new. He praises Barron's intelligence, his curiosity, and his knack for all things digital. But more than anything, he speaks about Barron with a mix of admiration and expectation. Trump sees his youngest son not just as an heir, but as someone capable of leading in a world that's rapidly changing. In a family known for staying on script, Barron might be the wild card, and that could be exactly what makes him interesting.
And look at a computer. I'd try turning off his car, I'd turn it off, I'd turn off his laptop. I said, oh, good. And I go back 5 minutes later, he's got his laptop. I said, how'd you do that? None of your business, Dad.
What do you think Barron will end up doing? Drop your thoughts in the comments.